Oh, this is Thanksgiving something. I missed that year. I have to look at the children and I can tell. Now, this was at Grandma Berger's house, I'm thinking. I'll have to look. I'll recognize dishes and things. Ooh, doesn't that look lovely? I think that was Grandma Berger's house. It was because I recognized those little shells there that held, what was it that she put in there? The cranberries, I believe. Look at that turkey. And then Grandpa would sit there and carve the turkey. Grandpa Berger. Well, here we go again praying. There's Corrine and there's Debbie. I'll have to look and see. It gave the year right in the beginning. There's Grandpa. Oh, how was that? We'd finished with Amen, Brother Ben shot a hand. Did you see the fingers going up? Oh, now we're giving a toast. Let's see, that would have been probably either 53 or 54. Oh, there's Ernst, who was the German student. There's Ray. There's Bud. Ernst was the exchange student. That's me down the hatch. There's Patty. There's Grandpa again. Oh, there he is carving the turkey. He was, I think, pretty good at that, if I remember correctly. And Ernst whatever. His mother sent Grandma the most beautiful German dishes. China, I'm speaking of. It's just gorgeous. Pat and Ray have it now. There's Bob helping carve the turkey. Now see how young Bob looked? He looked young till the day he died. But here's Ernst down the hatch. Ernst was the German exchange student that Grandma and Grandpa had for a while. He was Bud and Ray's age. And that was Thanksgiving. And would you believe Warren and Loretta have just showed up? I think I don't know if he was home from Eniwetok at that point, or if they had been up in Seattle, Washington, or wherever. But they were here with their suitcases. I think that was a prop. I doubt if they just walked into Grandma's house with their suitcases, but they just made it look like that. So they brought that in, and it was Thanksgiving time, apparently. And it was so good to see them, because Warren was in the service when they got married. Now Warren is showing us where he's been. And he was on an atoll out in the middle of the Pacific. I believe it might have been Eniwetok. And I believe they may have done some testing of the atom bomb. I doubt I know they didn't test it that early, but it was out in that particular area where he was. He was a pilot in the Army Air Corps. There's where we can see that Grandpa needed to go to the dentist. Loretta didn't. Look at that. That looked great. And there is Corrine wearing her pretty jewels. And Warren with his curly hair. Oh, Grandpa, we got to get you to the dentist. Yeah, but Loretta was having a good time. So was Corrine. We're still finding out where Warren went. That would have been Easter of 52, 53, 54 maybe. So Patty would have been going on 2 maybe. And Debbie would have been about 5. And we lived on Belleville at the time. Look how light Patty's hair has gotten. It was so dark when she was a baby. Oh, okay, and there I am, and I'm expecting Tom. So he was born that October. Don't tell me I'm wearing a hat. I have a feeling that I am. What is that on my head, for crying out loud? We were not too inventive, I would say, in things to do, were we? Well, I was still pretty agile being pregnant and squishing down like that. As I say, I'm still old but agile. Why is it we always felt we had to wave? Oh, there's the bicycle that Debbie got for her birthday when she was 5. There we are with Patty running across into the driveway. You know, when we first moved on Bella Villa, it was a fenced-in yard, and we put a fence across the driveway. We put big gates across there so the children could play in the yard and not get run over. And the first day we were there, the neighborhood children taught Debbie how to climb the fence. So that took care of that. I think it did keep the dog in the yard most of the time. So I suppose all was not lost. Oh my goodness, look at that. I wonder if we paid money to teach her how to dance. Well, it's an old joke. So what'd you do with the money? Oh, look at... That is pretty bad. That is a neighbor. I think that was Dorothy Reed Betker or Kathy Schindler. Debbie, you may remember, but since we cut her head off, we'll never know. Look at that. I tell you, they take that dancing ability from their father, I think. Oh, I'm getting dizzy watching this. Very good. Okay, now we've seen you do all that. Now let's move on. I'm wondering how... Oh, well, no, Patty was 5 when we moved from Bella Villa. But that was when we lived in that little bungalow. Oh, my gosh. This is New Year's Eve, probably 1956, I would guess. And you can see what a lovely basement we had, but we used to have more parties there. And that is me dancing with Ernst. And my mouth never quits moving. That is incredible. Maybe it's no, it can't be 56 because I wasn't expecting anybody then. I don't think I was. Who knows? But wait till you see the group of people that were there. I mean, what a bunch. I just can't imagine how we got this group together. Wait till you see the pictures. Oh, Bob, I tell you, look how my husband was taking this picture. Do you believe that? Honestly. And the mother of all those children behaving like that. Can't believe it. Oh, and there's old Ernst. He now is divorced and the mother of several children, Warren and Loretta. Oh, look at the hot water heater in the background. Would you believe that's Mr. and Mrs. Presack behind Warren and Loretta? That's Mr. and Mrs. Presack. There is Carl and Betty Fry, who are since divorced. And I don't know if Carl's dead or not. That's Uncle Bill and Aunt Blanche. Blanche is Grandma's sister. And over to the left, we'll probably catch him again. That's Deanie and John. Is that a combination of people or what? There's Mr. and Mrs. Presack again. They, at that time, I don't think they were even living together. There's my mother and dad. Aren't they cute? Oh my gosh, that's Paul and Mary Agnes Larson. Both of them are dead. Oh, my mother and dad were the cutest people. There's Grandma and Grandpa Berger. There's Loretta. I hate it when she's jumping into my act. And she was always so pretty. And she could dance, too. She was a very good cook. She was a good artist. Oh, and I think that's Uncle Warren. Oh, there's Ernst dancing with Corrine. He was a polite little Sherman kid. Oh, and there's Aunt Blanche. Oh, oh, I don't believe it. I'm almost... Oh, not only did he not go to the dentist, he should have done something else. Oh, look at it. How gross. Oh, Lord, I'm glad it's my husband's relative and not mine. I wouldn't have acted like that. Oh, here we go again. And look at that. I'm still talking. You sure we didn't back up and this is the same tape we had a minute ago? Sure looks like the same dance, doesn't it? Oh. Oh, I'm telling you. Maybe we can cut this out. Do you think, guys? Can't believe I'm doing that. That was Deanie. Oh, and that is, oh, there's Bob. He finally got on. He always did do that step. You know, Bob had good rhythm, but he played in a band so much that he didn't have time to really learn how to dance. That was a dance that he did a lot. So whatever he did, I did. What the heck? Wasn't going to get you to heaven, you do it. I think he took dancing lessons from his father. Oh, here we go again. Oh, oh, I could have charged him with beating us. Oh, and this is when we're singing, I'm sure we're doing, should old acquaintance be forgot? Look at that concoction of people. Would you just, I mean, was that Aunt Blanche falling on the floor? Good grief. Grandma Berger did not like Aunt Blanche, and so Aunt Blanche used to make the most wonderful German potato salad, and she was a wonderful cook. In fact, she poured concrete and concreted her basement walls by herself. She was a piece of work. But Grandma Berger didn't like her, so Grandpa Berger would go over there for lunch and not tell Grandma that he went. Oh, thank God Grandma won't be hearing what I'm saying. And Uncle Bill was the sweetest guy. They just had one son. Oh, look at Corrine go. Good grief. You know, that dress she's wearing reminds me of when I was expecting Debbie. I mean, you couldn't dare say the word pregnant in front of her. So we had to go somewhere down to Butler Brothers they used to sell toys at Berger Furniture at Christmas time. And we went down to Butler Brothers, and Grandma had me wear one of her dresses so that people wouldn't think I was pregnant. So I just looked like a fat old lady in a funny-looking black dress. Can you believe I was silly enough to do it? I'll bet you never guess what dance and song we're singing now. That's what I call ballin' the jack. You put your right foot in, etc., etc. And there's my cute parents doing it. And that's, oh, here we go again. Do you believe that? I think Bob had a hip fetish or something. Who knows? Honest to goodness, we got to get that camera out of that man's hand. You'd think none of us had any faces. Maybe were our faces that bad? That must be Warren and Loretta. And Loretta's still looking. Oh, that's Warren. I think he still does that dance. Carl Fry went to school with Bob, and they were in the service and getting off of a ship. And Bob, they were on different ships, I think. And here comes Carl walking up next to Bob, and he's almost drowning. He is carrying his duffel bag filled with booze that he had gotten somewhere for a price. I think Carl had a real drinking problem. And Bob had to take the pack off of his back, or the poor guy would have drowned. And had he done that, he wouldn't have been in that picture as we speak. Is this the same thing? Who is that? Oh, that's Paul Larson, who is John's older brother, married to Mary Agnes. And I mean, Mary Agnes was a piece of work. They never had any children, thank God, because she was so weird. Paul was oh, here we go again. Oh, there's Loretta. And who is she dancing with? That's not me, I know. I think this is a different party. This is a different party that Ray had, I think, in our basement. Is that Bob or is that Ray? Because if it's, I think that's Ray, and I think Bob taught him that step. What a shame. This is a party. See, my God, we used to have parties in my house for Ray and Bud and all their friends. Look at these outfits, would you? Who is that? I'm sure that wouldn't be me. Oh my gosh. I don't know who those people are, and I'm not sure I'd care to know. There's Patty that's in the Japanese outfit. There's Tom. There's Debbie in the Japanese gown. There's Jim in those plaid pants. They're probably your Sunday clothes now that I think about it. Oh, weren't you all looking lovely? Oh, good go, Jim. Quite a dancer. Oh, go for it, kid. Bob brought those Japanese outfits home after the war. Isn't that some outfit? Oh, there I am, my gosh. Bob and I used to dress as, Charlie, there's you, Jim. That's me in my Halloween outfit. What the heck was his name? Charlie Weaver. And I was Mama Weaver. And we had a whole act going. I want you to know, kids, I was padded to look like that. I wasn't quite that chunky. Today I wouldn't need the padding. Was that an outfit or what? I think there's Dad. He was Charlie Weaver. He was a character in those days. He had a whole act going with Charlie Weaver and Mama. And this was Charlie, and I was Mama. And he had the mustache and the gray hair and the funny hat. Oh, and he always had that hanky hanging out the back end. I guess that wasn't you in the black and white check bottoms, Jim, because there you are.